Hi everyone. Oh, it worked differently today. I thought we'd nailed it yesterday, and then today it didn't pop up with the thing for me to click on to start the live at 4 o'clock. Then I've just spent the last few minutes madly clicking it, going, what's happening? Anyway, we've made it. Hi, welcome along. Whew. We've done it again. Welcome along today. Do you know what? My phone's a little bit skewy. Hold on. It's better. It's not great. Welcome along to day 4 of the Rooms of Wonder book tour. I don't know why I keep getting the title wrong. Part of me is like saying, don't say Worlds of Wonder, and because I'm saying that in my head, I just want to say it even more. But the Rooms of Wonder book tour. So this is the book we're celebrating. It's my brand new colouring book. It's out now. If you've got your copy, fantastic. If you're waiting on it to arrive, it'll be there soon. And if you haven't pre-ordered your copy yet, you need to do that now. Or don't even need to pre-order it anymore, you just need to order it. I'll pop a link in the description of this video, somewhere there. But for today, if you haven't got your copy of the book, don't worry. You can colour along using a free download. It's actually this one, which you can't see, but it's the magic sphere. I was calling it the magic circle in my head, but I realised that's probably not the best name. But anyway, this is what we're colouring today. This circle here, it's a really nice symmetrical design, and it's full of like cauldrons and spell books and magical gems, all those good things. Very Hogwarts vibes again. And hi everyone. Whew. Oh, Charlotte, I'm really sorry to see about your dog. Bless you. We're gonna colour, you know when you suddenly see a message like that, I just can't let that scoot past without acknowledging that I've just read it. We're gonna use these, the Statler Ergo Soft, the Statler Design Journey colouring pencils. Do you know what? I've been working the last couple of hours on the Archie Foundation project, the artwork for the Children's Hospital, and I'm having an absolute nightmare trying to work out how to rescale the artwork and to redraw it so the line widths are consistent, because it's so massive. Like I cannot put into words how noodled my brain is just now. Like I do not cope well with that kind of stuff. And I just, yeah, now I need to like flip back into being creative after being like, so 30 millimeters, Do you know what would be easier? If I just went in with an overhead projector, shone it on the wall and drew it by hand. It would just take forever. Right, let's stop whinging about my inability to use computer programs. And let's do some colouring. I'm going to flip the camera and we will get going. So this is the page here. So it's actually this side, and look, this is what we were colouring yesterday, coincidentally. I posted a wee video, I coloured a few of these the other day, not in this book, I must have 2 books I've partly coloured, kicking about. We're going to do this page here. Oh, do you know what, I'm actually quite looking forward to this, because I love a design like this, because I quite enjoy the symmetry. I find it very relaxing. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Oh, right. So I have my Statler pencils. I like these for this kind of drawing because there are quite, well, just little bits that I want to get, not perfect, but you know what I mean, done crisp. And these pencils allow me to do that. I'm going to start off with this little potion bottle here. So what I would recommend when you have a picture like this, if you want to do it so that all these bottles are the same colour, all the cauldrons are the same colour, all the butterflies are identical, you need to batch colour it, because if you do one and then do something else and come back to it a few days later, you will never remember what colours you've used for each of the little bits, unless of course you've got a set of pencils that is like a 12 piece or something, because then obviously the red is the red and all that kind of stuff. But if you've got a larger set of pencils with loads of different options, you won't remember. So I like to batch. I also find it deeply cathartic just to do all the same bits in a 1 hour. somebody left the funniest comment the other day. I wanted to reply to it, but I don't even know what I was doing. I must have been multitasking badly and looking at my phone. And it was, I love the way that you talk to yourself when you're choosing your colours. I thought I was the only weird one. It just made me laugh so much. And I wanted to say, wow, we're all a bit weird here, aren't we? I talk to myself all the time anyway, but, oh, sorry, that's a horrible noise. Even more so when I'm picking my colours. So there's actually only 2 bottles like this in this design because the horizontal ones are a different design. So we'll do these 2 first, and then I'll zoom out and we can do the other 2. And do the neck and do it quite dark, I think. Oh, hold on. I think it is better just to have it slightly zoomed out so that you can, because I'm going to dot about a bit, it'll save me zooming in, zooming out, all those good things. That's one bottle. We'll do our wee label. Actually, I'm going to do stopper. I think I'm going to do that in a cork colour. Becky says it only becomes a real problem if you answer back or argue with yourself. Yeah. Maybe not argue with myself, but I find that I often tell myself off. Like, oh, come on. Don't be so daft. Why did you not see that? Why did you not think that through? That kind of thing. Okay, and then our wee labels. I think I'm going to come back to the labels. I don't quite know yet. I'm going to do these bottles an emerald green. I don't know whether it make the labels look kind of ivory parchmenty, like ye old medicine cabinet, or pink. I don't know why that's my 2 options. I'll do this one here. So I do see some people, when they've got a design like this, which obviously has like a 4-way axis of symmetry, they split it up and do 4 different color palettes. So 1 for each quadrant, or split it in half and do like maybe a fire and ice color palette. So that means warm colors on one side or on the top half and cool colors on the other side, which is really clever and smart, and I think it looks great. I prefer to have everything coherent and symmetrical and rhythmical. It just brings me a certain kind of joy. So that's what we're going to do today. A little stopper. I'm going to do that green as well, a bit pale green, I think. I'm actually going to do it this pale green, and then I'm going to go over it with that bottle green to sort of knock it back a bit, make it tie in. And I'm leaving that little half moon of white, just like a little shiny bit. Label. I think I'm going to do it this green that we just used for this. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it grey. I want it to be quite neutral. Oh, That was close. And then this label, I'm also going to do grey, but a lighter shade, a sort of soft pigeon, as opposed to elderly elephant. Soft pigeon, elderly elephant, just in case you were wondering. I'm going to do this wee bit around the edge, a dark blue. It's like a gunmetal petrol blue, I would call this. And then that's our little bottles. Next up, I'm going to do, probably going to do the cauldron. Maybe not. Yeah, I'll do the cauldron. No, let's do the toadstools because I want to do them today. And I'm going to move this a little bit. I'm going to do them this additional poisonous red colour. Apparently these are the one types of mushroom or toadstool that you should never ever touch. But I just like that big pop of red. So you're not going to touch it, we're just going to colour it. And then what I'm doing is pushing hard on this side, the left, and easing off the pressure towards the middle and to the right. I think that just gives it the idea of, you know, being darker on one side and paler on the other. Makes it look not 3D, but less flat. Like so. And then, am I still in frame? Yep, we'll do these ones up here. I was going to do the cauldrons, but they're big black pots, which I didn't think were going to be very interesting, so we'll do these instead. There have been some amazing entries to the colouring competition so far. I had a quick look at the gallery last night. It takes us a little while to approve them, so if you have uploaded yours in the past couple of days, don't worry, everybody's who has been uploaded will be approved before we pick the winners. I know some people get a bit anxious, so it's me and Kim, who used to work in the studio, that does the approvals. Well, mainly it's Kim, I just do the last minute ones. And yeah, this is obviously like a wee job that we do in between times, so it doesn't happen every day, so don't panic if you've uploaded it and it's not quite been approved yet. It'll just take a wee minute, but don't worry, we're on it. You won't be forgotten. I'm gonna move this down and we'll do these ones. And if you've uploaded a picture and you've uploaded the same picture more than once, what we'll do is we'll just delete one of them, the duplicates, so you've only got one entry. And if you've uploaded one and it's slightly skew-iff or it's a bit cropped out, don't worry. Like we actually don't have the mechanism to delete that manually, but just leave it. If you do win, what I'll do is, the winners, I'll have a quick peek at their profiles, and before we share the official winners' images, I'll check to see if you've uploaded an uncropped and a cropped version of your picture, and that's the one that we'll show off, if that makes sense. Basically, don't worry, is the message, is the moral of the story. So after I've done all the red, I'm going to add a wee bit of yellow just to those spots. Not to make them yellow, but just to make them not white, if that makes sense. To knock them back from being just the ivory paper. Oh, do you know what? I saw a comment the other day that this book is smaller than my other ones, and I thought, that's really odd. I don't think it is, but I'm going to check. Hold on, wait till I find... That's a UK version. 2 seconds. So here's Rooms of Wonder. Well, they're the same size. Oh, maybe like a fraction smaller. But no, same size of book. I wonder if you have got one that seems massively smaller, just check you haven't been duped on Amazon and bought one of those sneaky fake ones that I see kicking about. Not only did they steal my artwork, but they tend to not print on very good quality paper. You can usually tell because it's got a funny name or a weird font on the front, or it's massively smaller than my usual books, or there's, say, 12 pages instead of the usual, however many we do. So yeah, just look out for those things. Right, that's all our wee red bits. Is it? Yes. Oh, Sue says, you've just answered my question about a picture. Yeah, so actually Kim, that helps me, some of you might have remembered ages ago, Kim worked for me in the studio, and she was like a part-time studio assistant. And then once her kids went back to school, she got a proper job. She got a full-time job, but she still helps me out freelancing, which is fab. But obviously, I love to employ other women, especially mums, and I like to give them flexible working. So she does it in the evenings and works it around her family. So we can't guarantee everything gets approved every day, but it does always get approved. And the same with me, as you know, I'm in here, but then I nip home and have the girls to sort out. So occasionally things go out at like 11:30 at night or 5 o'clock in the morning. And not exactly during office hours, but it works for us and it works around our families, so I think that's quite important. Right, this, I don't know what this colour is. It's kind of like a baby deer, I would imagine. I'm going to put a wee bit just on the top of this stalk, coming down. Is it a stalk? Could you call it mushroom stalk or mushroom stem? Yeah, it's a stalk. Here. Oh, you think they mean the printout is smaller? No, Martina, there was people definitely saying they think the book is smaller. The printout is a little bit smaller because I have to scale it down to fit it on an A4 sheet. But the books are the same size. Apart from if you've got a miniature edition, obviously they are much smaller. I think these are called the gills of the mushroom, like those little up and downy bits. Oh, there's horticulturalists everywhere getting really annoyed at me just now. I'm going to push down hard at the base of this stalk and then ease off again. I just like a little variation of tone. I think it stops it looking too flat. There we go. And then we've got the wee knobbly bits. I don't know what to call them. I'm actually going to do them this yellow or this pink. What do we think? I'm going to go with the yellow. For anyone interested, I would call this melted margarine colour. It's not quite buttery, it's more like a Peely Wally Vitalite. I don't think you even get Vitalite anymore. Flora, I don't know what you get in America. Margarine, Stork. Just gonna put a wee bit at the base of all those little dimples. Well, they're not dimple because they're raised pimple, I suppose. I think a pimple is the opposite of a dimple. There we go. I want to do a little bit of gel pen on this page as well, just because I found some that are really nice and I think you'll like them. Not quite buttery. Yeah, Suzanne, that is good. Baby dear, it melted. Oh yeah. I don't believe it's not quite buttery. Yeah, do you know what a buttery is? A buttery. Hello Aberdeenshire people. A buttery is a local delicacy up here. Wait till I decide what I'm colouring next and then we can do it. Let's do these stars actually. They're nice and easy while I'm speaking about butteries. So a buttery is like, excuse me, it's a flat, very salty, very fatty bread. Like, not like a tea cake, I can't even describe it. That's a local delicacy in Aberdeen, and you get a buttery and we put them in the toaster and then put more butter on top of them when they come out, and maybe a wee bit of jam. And yeah, they're very, very bad for you, but delicious also. Colin, that has the unit next door, he makes kits where you can make your own butteries, Coles baking kits, and you get all the bits and pieces that you need. I think you just have to add water and make your butteries. You bake them in the oven. So, but weirdly, a buttery isn't really yellow. They're more bready coloured. Anyway, you can tell it's been a tough day because my rambly chat is even more bizarre than normal. That's because I was like thinking about sizes and scaling and how to transfer a drawing without making the line width go bizarre. Everyone says, sounds delicious. Yeah, I like them. Look them up. Buttery. Sometimes they're called a rowie. R-O-W-I-E. But I call them a buttery. Let's do a couple of feathers. I feel they would be pinky purple for some reason. I'm not sure which bird would have plumage that we're about to colour, but we'll do it anyway. Let's do it. Yeah. Buttery, there you go. Thanks, Leslie. Rowie. Aberdeen roll. Yeah, Aberdeen roll. I've not heard that for ages. My mum used to say that. She just says buttery now. Right, we'll do a couple of feathers. I'm going to break my own rule and probably not batch these all out just because it might get a bit boring. We'll do this one. What time are we on? Oh, it's 25 past. I might just do this one and then switch over to the gel pens and show you some nice stuff. So if you're colouring and you're going to be interrupted and you will not finish it in one go, but you want to use the same colours, I would lay the pencils down beside the bit that you're colouring and take a quick photo or write down the numbers on the pencils so that you can pick out the exact same ones again. Because I'm filming this, I'll probably just check the video and make sure I pick the same ones again for when I'm finishing it, but that is a good trick for getting around having to use some pencils and put them away and start again later. Oh, that's much more. I thought that was going to be purple. It's really blue. Anyway, we'll go with that. There we go. And then I'm going to do a couple of wee stripes. There we are. And then put some purple in here too. Might do some pink actually in this one. There we go. I'm going to do a little bit more. Keep saying I'm going to stop, I'm going to stop. I'm going to do a little bit more purple in here. Right. That is the end of our colouring pencil. These are the gel pens that I was going to show you. I seem to have lost one, annoyingly. that has Evie or Mia written all over it. Anyway, I'll let them off. They've got good taste. Let's do some bits on the feather with this purple. Oh, so nice. I'm gonna give it a wee scribble just to get the ink going, and then do a few little bits here and here. Do some spots. Oh, they look nice, actually, quite like that. I might actually do some little dots. Let me zoom in so you get the good of this. In here. Oh. So gel pens, I always say be careful. I find if I try and colour with them, it's just too much. I bleed through, the ink, the paper gets saturated, but a wee bit of embellishment seems to work well for me. So things like adding details, adding some polka dots, a little bit of a highlight, all good. That works fine. Colouring whole areas, I know some people can, I definitely can't. Just disaster zone. Let me show you how shiny this is. So nice. I'm going to try and be careful not to put my hand in this wet bit here. Let's do the bottle top, and I'm going to do an edge to this label. I'm going to hold the pen really odd to try and not smush my hand in that. Always work left to right if you're right-handed, or right to left if you're left-handed, and that saves you dragging your hand through your ink. Is there a red? Yeah, there is actually. We'll do some on the toadstools. No, do you know what? I'm going to do some blue though on this label. Am I in frame? Sorry. And here. Aren't they nice? Let's do some stars. Let's do the cauldron stars. They're super glittery. So normally I would say colour the cauldron and then do the star last, the little embellishment, but obviously I've broken my own rule as usual and done it first. But generally speaking, these pens should go over a dark colour, so if you wanted to colour it first, you could then add the detailing afterwards. I'm going to do some little sparkly bits. Oh, sorry, not centred. Evie was doing pointillism at school yesterday. She came home to tell me, I'm very excited. So pointillism is when you make up the colour or the picture using lots of little dots. This isn't pointillism, this is just me adding some dots, but you get the idea. Isn't it nice? Right, let me just try to show you this all shimmery. They are so glittery. So I would just keep going with this page. I would now do the rest of the feathers and then probably do the cauldron and work my way out. Somebody says, how are these compared to Arteza? I like them better. I think they are the nicest gel pens. So there you go. What is that? Oh, I know what that is. Right, hold on. Let me just flip this camera. Barbara says, I have more than 1,500 pencils at home. Barbara, I think I might be able to beat you. Maybe, possibly. I've got quite a lot here in the studio, so. And you know what? I probably use about 40 of them. Right. Still mobile, loving the sparkles. Let me see if I can show you on this camera because I do think the light is often different. So that's how it looks, and then here's, don't know if you can see the sparkles. Maybe not so great for the sparkles there. They're very nice, aren't they? What gel pens are they? Sophie, they are Pentel, it's back to front now, but Pentel, 1 pen, 2 shades, liquid gel roller pen. Looks different on dark or light paper. Perfect for cards, decorations, drawings and designs. can't work out which one's missing. It would appear to be a silver. So I will now go home and look at my children's craft projects from the last few weeks and see who has got some silver glittery gel pen in it, and our culprits will be revealed. Michelle says, by the way, now's a good time to ask questions. Michelle says, what's your favourite page in the book? So I never really have a favourite. I have lots that I really like, usually because of the stories behind them as opposed to the artwork. So I like all the ones that the kids requested, like the Owl Post Office. A few of Evie's little friends asked for pages, like there's the celebration room and the mushroom room. So all those things. I think they make them the pages. It's the stories, isn't it? It's the stories that make it important. Mini sparkling pen magpies, yes, or thieves as I like to call them, Suzanne. Right, thank you, never heard of them. Yep, Sophie, they're good ones. I've also got, I had another packet under there that I started to use. I've got the Artesas, and I had some, I think, jelly rolls. I really like a white jelly roll gel pen for doing highlights, but I'm not, I think those glitter ones are the most spangly. Suzanne Davies. Oh, hi. Yeah, I remember Suzanne. Hope she's doing well. Yeah. It's funny when you see old names. Yes, tell her I say hello as well. The Owl Post Office page, someone else, yeah, thank you, glad you like it. Rachel says, would you consider doing a book of just mandala style designs? No, I wouldn't, because I would get a little bit bored doing that, and I appreciate some people would absolutely love it. But I've noticed if I'm ever working on a project where I'm a little bit bored or not convinced I really want to do it, it's just awful. It's like trudging through treacle, and final work is like meh, and then I don't want to put it out, so it sits in a drawer, and like it's just a weird situation. So my new rule is I only ever do projects that I absolutely love and I'm excited about and adore. And I would need to do a book with variety. I don't think I could just do circle designs. I know some people call them mandalas, but I just think of them as like repetitive spheres. So no, I don't think I'd ever do a single style of book, because I'm a bit selfish and I'd get a bit bored. But I think that's a good thing, surely. Surely you don't want somebody who's just trying to make a quick buck. It's better to do things with love. That's what I think anyway. There you go. How about a book like Ivy, a book called Mia and the Adventure of the Mermaids? Katja, Evie was actually asking me for a second Ivy and the Inky Butterfly book just the other night. I don't think so. I don't like drawing people, and a mermaid, as we all know, is half a person. So maybe, I hate to say never, but it's not high up on the list of priorities at the moment. I've got other projects that I'm working on. See, when you see me release a book, I've usually got about 4 other projects that I'm working on, 5 that are just beginning, and the idea of about 57 that's percolating and written in notebooks. And people often say to me, are you ever scared you're going to run out of ideas? And I'm like, no. My genuine fear is I'm going to run out of life. Like, I will not have enough time on earth to do all the ideas in my head and put them all on paper or make all the things or do all the stuff. So no, I'm not worried about running out of ideas. I'm worried about running out of time. So there you go. Doing a project is definitely fun. Yeah, I think so too. A 4 seasons book, Elaine says. Yeah, so I know what you mean. The seasons are a bit, yeah, no, maybe, we'll see. I'm not massively keen on that idea yet, but that doesn't mean that's a no. I think it's just one that has to percolate, and maybe there's a way of doing it that I find interesting. I once did a calendar that was like a sphere, and it's like a 1-page calendar, and it was like cut up into 4 quadrants, and it had like spring, summer, autumn, winter, and then all the foliage that you got that time of year. But obviously that was when I was mainly working with UK clients, because I sent it out to all my clients. It's like a Christmas gift, like it was a print. But now loads of you like buy the books and join the lives and send messages and engage on the internet, and you're all over the world, and the seasons are all different and the plants are all different. So it's a much bigger, less straightforward project than the calendar would be, which is a long way of saying, yeah, maybe we'll do a 4 seasons book. Kath says, do you get inspiration from the mountains that you climb? So that's such a good question. I am not the kind of person that would look at a beautiful landscape and think, I need to remember that when I go home and draw it. What I find about being up in the mountains is it's such good thinking space. It just allows you to zoom out for a start. So no matter what's going on in your head, when you're trying to like get up a hill, you're just trying to get up a hill. Like you're not looking at your phone, you're not panicking about anything. You might be having a chat with your friend, but you know, there's really just one mission, and it's quite rhythmical, like the walking, like put one foot in front of the other, get yourself up that hill, ignore the fact that your calves are burning and that your pack is heavy and that you can't stop thinking about the chocolate bar in your pocket. And I think that's really good for me, like for thinking and coming up with ideas and puzzling out things. In fact, maybe I need to like go for a big long walk and I'll work out how to do that thing for the Archie Foundation, because I'm not getting the answer sitting staring at a notebook and a calculator. But yeah, I think that's what's good for me for the walking up the hills. It's just like a chance to think. Also, it's been well proven, I believe, that you need to be a bit bored to be your most creative. Like if you're very distracted and focused and thinking about a thing, you sometimes struggle to be creative. Well, I do anyway. Like at art school, I came up with my best ideas, I'm sorry to say this, but during lectures. So design history lectures, we had to sit in a big auditorium, and it was like the one time that art students have to do things that normal university students have to do, and like listen to a lecture and take notes, and I just couldn't do it. I used to just think of ideas and scribble them all down in my notebook. And I read not that long ago that J.K. Rowling came up with the idea for Harry Potter while she was sitting on a train that was delayed and stuck at Haymarket Station just outside of Edinburgh. And I used to get the bus up and down from Aberdeen to London, which could take between 10 and 12 hours at a time, sometimes overnight. And I used to get loads of ideas sitting on that bus, just because I didn't have, it was a long time ago, so I didn't have any Wi-Fi, didn't have an iPad, there was no movies to watch, like unless you took your laptop, which nobody would do. So it was a good chance to think. Right, how are we doing? I'm going to do for 5 more minutes. We need owl tutorials to colour them in. Fair, good point. Let me write that down. Owl tutorial. Will we do that for a future live, I think? Can you please show the glitter pens again? Yep, they're these. I know they're back to front. What to do is rewind the video when it goes posted on the page, and it'll be the right way around when you see it looking down at that camera angle. What about in a Christmas book? Maybe. I think I've got other things I want to do first. Diplomatic. It's like when the kids ask me something, I go, I don't want to say no or yes and commit myself. I just go, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Becky says, are you thinking of doing any more artist editions of any of your books? Not at the moment. So the artist editions are lovely, but they're tricky to print, and we're struggling to print these books well at the moment. So whenever we do a book, we could print it cheaper, faster, and less good quality so easily, like so easy. It is a nightmare trying to make a really high quality colouring book. And I work with the most amazing team. The guys in the UK and the US and their production teams are just fab, and they get it. So they're wonderful, and I am incredibly annoying and need to see paper samples, and we chat about the bindings and whether or not the gold is working, and we have little samples, but they love the fact that I'm so geeky about the details. And it's it's difficult just now with COVID and paper shortages and all those things to do a good colouring book. So I don't want to start doing other variations of books and have them not be as good quality as we could make them, which is a long way of saying no, because I can't spread myself too thin just now. Ta-da! Right, we'll answer one more. Sherry says, missed you again. You haven't. You're here, Sherry. Hi. You're even getting a mention. Amazing. Just rewind. Well, not rewind. Wait till it's finished and posted, and you can just zoom back. Okay, let's have a last one. I did see Susanna ask for more Harry Potter things. Yeah, Evie and me, I would love that. I just need to err on the side of caution of getting sued by J.K. Rowling. I mean, I don't think she would. She's a fellow Scottish mum doing her thing. I don't think she's interested in getting annoyed if I draw some wizards' hats and cauldrons, but I wouldn't want to push my luck. Quite like to meet her though. That'd be quite cool. So maybe a way to meet her, just like infringe her copyright until you end up in court, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm such a fangirl. Sorry about the circumstances. Right, last one. I'm just waffling. People are just saying, hi, your book is supposed to come here today. Oh, I hope it does get there today. You're welcome. People are like, thank you for joining me. Like, listen to me waffle for 45 minutes. Right, last question is, Teresa says, what about more puzzles with your illustrations? Do you mean jigsaws? I think you mean jigsaws as opposed to like mental puzzles within the illustrations. Yeah, so the deal that I had with Buffalo Puzzles, that made those ones there, that has now expired, so we're not making any more of them at the moment. That's not to say that we might not team up with them or some other people in the future. I quite like a puzzle. If I had to choose between doing puzzles and jigsaws or an app, I would 100% do puzzles and jigsaws. I just love the analogness. There's something really lovely about getting a puzzle. Like Mia was doing a puzzle when I left this morning. She's off school again. But she was doing a puzzle when I left on the floor. It's just nice, isn't it? It's good for you, good for your brain. Okay, I'm gonna go. Ta-da. Just getting loads of suggestions for types of books. I know, remember when I said I got 57 ideas percolating? You added to them is just giving me more pressure and more stress that I'm not gonna have enough time on this beautiful planet Earth to do all the drawings. What you should do, guys, if you have an idea for a book, is to get my book, 30 Days, no, How to Draw Inky Wonderlands, and then learn how to draw, or you don't need to learn how to draw. Learn how to draw the way that I do so that you can make colouring drawings and just draw it yourself. That'd be a great idea. Imagine what we could do as like a collective team if you had all these ideas and then you got that book, you were armed with the skills, you knew which pens and pencils work best. I'd figured out all the boring technical stuff you like. Don't try and like draw it in ink straight away, it's a mess. Don't try and scan pencil, it doesn't really work. And then together as like a cooperative team, we could just make all the colouring books ever imagined. Right, on that very bizarre note, I have to go. Evie has a cheerleading show tonight. I've still got to go and finish off this Archie stuff. I've got copies of the new book for all Evie and Mia's friends that we're going to give out tomorrow at the last day of term, that I'm going to go write their names in because they all helped make it. Bless them. Right, thank you so much for joining. Oh, I've got a giveaway. I'm going to post about it on my socials tonight, and it'll be in the newsletter that's going out tonight, probably about 11:30 by the time I get everything else done. But if you want to win a signed, personalised copy of the new book and some of those pencils, these ones that I've been using today, just join the giveaway. Really easy, you don't have to do anything. I think you just have to like hit a button and like a post. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.